A divine storm is sweeping through Iran. 1 million Muslims are abandoning their faith, turning to Jesus Christ. This is not just a conversion, it's a revolution. Stay with me as God reveals his master plan for this ancient land and how it affects you today. My dear children of God, what you're about to witness will shake the foundations of your understanding. In Iran, a nation where converting from Islam once meant certain death, an unprecedented transformation is taking place. The spirit of revolution is sweeping through the streets of Tehran, Isfahan, and Mashhad. Churches are packed while traditional mosques see declining attendance, a shift that's sending shockwaves through the Islamic world. Let me take you deeper into this extraordinary movement. In a land where Islamic law has ruled for centuries, something remarkable is happening. Young Iranians raised in strict Islamic tradition are experiencing supernatural encounters with Jesus Christ. The numbers are staggering. Reports indicate over 1 million Muslims have embraced Christianity, marking the fastest growth of the church in this region in history. The evidence of this revolution is unmistakable. Throughout the nation, underground churches are multiplying faster than authorities can track, while young Iranians are leading this spiritual transformation with unprecedented boldness. Social media platforms overflow with conversion testimonies as satellite broadcasts reach millions with the gospel message. And prayer meetings continue to grow despite increased surveillance. I was raised in the strictest Islamic tradition, shares Sarah, name change for protection. 5 daily prayers, complete hijab, perfect adherence to Sharia law. But something was missing. When I encountered the message of Jesus' love and forgiveness, it shook me to my core. Now, despite the risks, I can't keep silent about what I found in Christ. Muhammad, now known as Paul, testifies, as a former Islamic scholar, I spent years studying the Quran, but when someone secretly shared a Bible with me, I discovered something different. A God who desires a personal relationship with his children. The cost of following Jesus has been high. I lost my position, my family rejected me, but I've gained something priceless. True peace. The reasons for this mass exodus from Islam are profound and interconnected. Young Iranians are increasingly questioning traditional religious authority, showing a deep desire for personal spiritual experiences and expressing a hunger for truth beyond cultural traditions, while many feel a growing disillusionment with political Islam. Christianity's core message has found fertile ground in Iranian hearts through its emphasis on God's love and grace, the promise of a personal relationship with God, the transformative message of forgiveness and redemption, the affirmation of equality and value for all people, and the freedom from religious legalism. Technology has played a crucial role in this transformation, with satellite TV programs reaching millions of homes, online Bible studies and resources becoming increasingly accessible, social media networks connecting believers across the country, and secure messaging apps enabling fellowship among the faithful. The supernatural aspect of this movement cannot be ignored, as countless Iranians report dreams and visions of Jesus, miraculous healings, answered prayers, and divine encounters in their most difficult circumstances. However, this revolution comes at a great cost. Our Iranian brothers and sisters face severe persecution on multiple fronts. Government surveillance is constant and invasive, with phones and communications monitored, religious activities tracked, social media accounts watched, and community informants deployed to report suspicious activities. Family persecution cuts deep, with many converts facing rejection by relatives, loss of inheritance rights, forced divorce in some cases, and their children facing discrimination in schools and communities. Economic hardship follows conversion as many face job termination, business license revocation, property confiscation, and banking restrictions that make daily life extremely challenging. The legal consequences are severe, with converts facing potential imprisonment, regular interrogation and harassment, travel restrictions, and loss of educational opportunities for themselves and their children. Yet despite these challenges, the underground church grows stronger daily. Secret gatherings multiply across Iran's cities and villages. New believers are baptized in private homes, basements, and remote locations, while the persecution intended to destroy the church has instead strengthened it beyond measure. The impact of this revolution extends far beyond Iran's borders, creating ripples throughout the Middle East. Similar movements are emerging in neighboring countries. Underground networks are spreading across borders. Refugees carry the gospel message to new lands, and online testimonies are reaching even the most restricted nations. This cultural transformation is evident as women find new freedom in Christ, families experience restoration, communities are transformed from within, and ancient traditions are being questioned and examined in light of newfound faith. The global implications are significant as Western churches learn valuable lessons from Iranian believers. Prayer movements span continents. New resources are being developed for Muslim outreach, and innovative models of church growth emerge from the persecution. This is more than just religious change. It's the fulfillment of ancient prophecies. The same Iran that was once ancient Persia, used by God to restore Israel under Cyrus, is now experiencing a spiritual awakening that defies human explanation. The prophetic parallels are striking as the underground church mirrors early Christian gatherings. Persecution spreads the gospel as in Acts. Dreams and visions echo biblical times. Youth leads spiritual revival, and technology enables gospel spread in unprecedented ways. Your role in this historic movement is vital and multifaceted. Through prayer support, you can join global prayer networks, intercede for persecuted believers, pray for more workers in the harvest, and ask for supernatural protection over the Iranian church. By raising awareness, you can share these testimonies, spread the truth about Iran, counter misconceptions, and support media outreach efforts that reach millions. Through practical action, you can support verified ministry partners, help provide Bibles and resources, enable satellite broadcasts, and assist refugee believers who have fled persecution. Your involvement in this revolution is crucial, and there are several ways to participate. By subscribing now, you'll stay informed about God's move in Iran, receive regular updates, access exclusive testimonies, and join our prayer network. Sharing this message helps spread awareness on social media, informs your church and friends, reaches others through email, and enables awareness meetings in your community. Taking action means supporting underground churches, enabling Bible distribution, helping train leaders, and assisting persecuted families who have lost everything for their faith. The world can no longer ignore what's happening in Iran. This is not just a story, it's a revolution that's transforming a nation and shaking the foundations of the Middle East. Remember this, my children. What you've witnessed today is just the beginning. The Iranian Revolution for Christ continues to grow, touching more lives daily. Your prayers, your support, your involvement makes a difference. The transformation we're witnessing in Iran goes beyond mere religious conversion. It represents a fundamental shift in the nation's spiritual DNA. In cities like Tehran, where ancient Persian culture meets modern aspirations, young professionals secretly gather in high-rise apartments to study the Bible. In rural villages, where traditions run deep, entire families are encountering Christ through satellite broadcasts that beam hope into their homes. Consider the remarkable parallels with historical revivals. Just as the early church grew under Roman persecution, the Iranian church flourished under pressure. House churches multiply like those in the book of Acts, with new believers opening their homes despite the risks. The underground seminary movement trains pastors through encrypted online platforms, preparing the next generation of leaders while avoiding detection. Let me share more powerful testimonies that reveal the depth of this movement. Reza, a former military officer, reveals, "I was trained to view Christianity as a Western plot to destroy our culture. But when my daughter was healed after we prayed to Jesus, everything changed. Now I lead 3 house churches and train others in secret." His story represents thousands of similar conversions happening across Iran's military and government sectors. Mariam, a university professor, whispers her story. "The intellectual emptiness of forced religion led me to search for truth. In Christ, I found both intellectual satisfaction and spiritual fulfillment. Now my students see something different in me, and many ask questions in private." The revolution's impact on Iranian society runs deeper than anyone anticipated. Traditional family structures are being transformed as Christ's love heals generational wounds. Women, often marginalized in traditional religious settings, find equal standing in Christian house churches. Young people discover purpose beyond political and religious restrictions, channeling their energy into underground ministry and digital evangelism. The arts community has been particularly impacted, with musicians, painters, and poets expressing their new faith through Persian cultural forms. Underground Christian Persian music spreads through secure messaging apps, while visual artists incorporate subtle Christian symbols into their public works, speaking to those with eyes to see. The digital underground church has developed sophisticated systems for growth and survival. Secure messaging apps become digital sanctuaries where believers share resources, coordinate meetings, and support each other. Virtual prayer rooms operate 24/7, connecting Iranian believers with global prayer partners. Online discipleship programs use advanced encryption to protect students while providing comprehensive biblical training. Satellite television continues to play a crucial role, with programs contextualized for Persian viewers seeing unprecedented response. One broadcaster reports, "We receive thousands of messages monthly from Iranians seeking truth. Many share their dreams of Jesus, asking for interpretation and guidance." The economic impact of this revolution manifests in unexpected ways. Christian business owners, though facing discrimination, create unofficial networks to support fellow believers who lose jobs for their faith. Underground micro-loan systems help converted families start small businesses. International Christian businesses quietly partner with Iranian believers, providing employment opportunities that allow them to remain in Iran and support the growing church. The Iranian revival catalyzes similar movements across the Middle East. Afghan refugees who find Christ in Iran carry the gospel back to their communities. Persian Gulf nations report increasing numbers of secret believers, many inspired by Iranian testimonies shared through social media. Kurdish regions see house churches multiplying, using Iranian materials translated into local languages. Looking ahead, this revolution shows no signs of slowing. Despite increased surveillance and persecution, new underground networks emerge faster than authorities can track them. The next generation of leaders rises from within, trained through sophisticated digital platforms and mentored by experienced house church pastors. To understand the magnitude of this moment, consider Iran's religious history. This land, once the heart of Zoroastrianism, then a center of Islamic scholarship, now witnesses perhaps its most significant spiritual transformation. The same nation that experienced the Islamic Revolution in 1979 now sees a Christian revolution that operates not through political power, but through transformed hearts and quiet acts of courage. The global church must understand its role in this historic moment. Western believers can learn from Iranian Christians' commitment, despite persecution, their innovation in using technology, and their emphasis on house church discipleship. The Iranian Revolution offers a model for church growth in restricted nations, demonstrating how persecution often purifies and strengthens rather than destroys faith. Supporting this revolution requires strategic wisdom. Financial support must navigate complex international restrictions while reaching underground churches. Prayer networks need secure communication channels to share real-time needs without compromising security. Training materials must be culturally appropriate and securely distributed. You who watch this hold a crucial role in history. Every share of this video, every prayer lifted, every dollar given helps sustain this revolutionary movement. The Iranian church needs global partners who understand the significance of this moment and commit to standing with them long term. This is your moment to be part of history. This is your opportunity to join God's move in Iran.